That's because
Hold on.
That's because I can. My collar is
Stand
not
by.
like on me like that.
Yeah, same.
Stream health is starting.
Manners make it the Maniacs.
Here we go.
By the way, Irvin, I already drew on mine. So.
Good job.
Ooh.
I'm proud. All right, we are
Mine is, like,
officially
triple
started.
staples.
Here we go, gents. Here we go.
How did that?
All right, guys, ready? All right, let me just make sure it's fine.
Sure.
As I'll ever be with these reviews.
Sure.
Sweet. All right, perfect.
What? It does.
I'm just saying it's funny. All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to your station, your voice, the Galaxy Radio. You know what time it is. It's the CineManiacs here on the station. That was good.
Station.
Every single time.
Yeah.
On the Galaxy Radio here this awesome Wednesday night. It's episode 3 of our 2017-2018 season. We have a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. But first, let's meet the members of our crew.
I'm Brendan.
I'm Levi.
I'm Steven.
I'm Irvin, and we're the CineManiacs. Let's get down to business. All right. You guys good over there?
Yeah.
I want to make sure.
He's judging my review of a movie that he hasn't seen yet.
Already? We haven't even started.
Wow.
I just looked at his rating.
All
That's why
right.
I'm not showing you my ratings.
All right. So, how are we tonight, gentlemen?
I'm doing good.
You guys look good. We all look pretty,
Yeah,
pretty
we
snazzy in our.
Yeah,
Our
we
new
do.
fat-
We're all matching.
There we are.
Twinsies.
What's
No,
up?
no, like quadruplets.
Yes.
Shut up, Steven.
Wow. The
Okay.
violence has started. So-
Maybe 2 minutes into the show.
All right. So, as you can see, we have some new threads. We're all having our new customized shirts that we're every now and then here on the show. We're gonna try every other week to wear these kind of things or something like that. So we'll figure that out. But yeah, that's what they look like.
Yeah, I
The
didn't do
cool
laundry.
part is
I should.
everyone can stand up and face the camera with your backs turned. See the official logo. Can you? Oh, there we go. I'll move that. That looks better. Oh boy. Oh
Now
boy.
you're blocking me.
There you go.
This is so nice.
All right. Let's take a seat. The people that just live stream right now, they're just like, why are they facing their backs to the camera? What's happening right now? No, but really, these came in today. They were supposed to come in Friday, but they came in today, and I was like, I'm going to surprise
The
them.
earlier the better.
I was like, I'm going to
Yeah.
surprise these guys, and boom, they came in today. So
You said it was going to take 2 weeks. I was like,
Yeah. We gotta wait till next week, and then it's all on our doors, and we were like,
2 days early. Thank you, Customing. Shout out
Oh,
to
you
you.
guys lure to like your apartment?
no, he hung them on our doors. when we
Yeah.
got back
Oh.
from class.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Me and Levi got back to our apartment. We looked at our doors, and there was a Post-it note in a bag, and it said "suit up." And Levi looks at me and he goes, "I'm gonna be honest. I thought the Post-it note said shut up."
I did from a distance. It looked like shut up.
Not too just kidding. But yeah, no, finally have these things, and so that's the first big change of tonight. A couple of things to talk about as our introduction goes on. So live streaming on YouTube should be fixed right now. I'm monitoring it right now, and it says that it's in perfect health. So that's gonna be fine.
Perfect.
Whatever. Stop judging me. So that would be fine if I'll maintain it to make sure that it's running smoothly throughout the episode. Another thing that we're working on currently is the audio for the live stream. So as you can tell when you're just watching a live stream, it sounds pretty bad because you don't hear the high quality microphones as if you were listening on the radio station. So we're going to get that fixed hopefully by next week to have higher quality audio on our live stream. That way it sounds the exact same as it does when you're listening to us on the radio station. So that's the next thing.
We gotta buy these type of mics and plug them into the laptop.
We're gonna make a like a GoFundMe page. We need
We have a
$6,000 to
Patreon.
$7,000, please, for mics. But all right, but without further ado, I mean, I'm done with the introduction. I just want to ask how you guys are doing tonight. Pretty good.
I'm a little tired.
Same. I took a nap before class, which was nice.
he looks at me like I'm against you. You can talk. It's not. He's like, shut. Can I go? But yeah.
Hungry.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. Well,
What?
standard college student thing.
I mean, I ate.
Oh yeah, you had your
I ate
fruit
yogurt
snack.
covered raisin. No, I ate fruit snacks. That's right.
Yeah,
I did.
you had
I ate fruit
snacks.
snacks.
The standard college student introduction here at the radio station. Anyway, so we're excited to have our third episode here tonight on the Galaxy Radio. It's entitled Manners Maketh Maniacs.
I was gonna ask if you were gonna say the name because I really like the name of this this
Yeah.
episode.
As I was making it, I was like, oh, Manners Maketh Man. That's a cool quote. I'm like, wait a minute.
Manners Maketh Maniacs.
I'm like, yeah. That's how I pronounce it. I'm like, Maniacs. No, but it's good. Of course, if you watched the movies that have those quotes in them, you know exactly what we're talking about. But we'll go ahead and tell you what we're reviewing tonight. So for the first half, we are going to start out with Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man, Tell No Tales, or Dead Man. Apologies. Next up, we have Baywatch, and then we have A Ghost Jury, and that's going to be it for the first half. And then finally, for the second half, we're going to have Kingsman, The Secret Service, and the marquee of the night, the newest Kingsman, The Golden Circle. So looking forward to that. And of course, stick around for our Groovy Scoop moment of the night. It's a really good one.
Oh, yeah.
It's a really good one, so stick around for that. But all right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and start with the first movie of the night, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men, Tell No Tales. This came out this summer. And Levi, this was a film that you saw in theaters, so tell us how it went and the plot of it.
You seem really excited.
Me?
Yeah.
Boy.
Are you going to tear this movie apart?
No, I'm going to let you know how much I loved this movie. So,
Strap into your seats, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
before I review it, backstory. Me and my brothers grew up with Pirates of the Caribbean, and that was a good whole year of our lives. A good chunk, like an entire year was nothing but Pirates of the Caribbean. It was like
My childhood, a.k.a. one whole year.
1 year of my whole time. My childhood was SpongeBob, Pirates of the Caribbean, Indiana Jones, and then after that it was childhood's over.
Same
So-
for me.
But no, like Pirates of the Caribbean, we had everything: the toys, the clothes. It was the only movie we watched on the weekends when we were home from school. So you gotta understand that Pirates of the Caribbean is a special place in my heart. Me and my brothers. So I am gonna be 100% biased with this review. So unless you are a huge Pirates of the Caribbean fan and lover like me, listen to me. If not, don't take my review into consideration because this is 100% biased. So,
Steven, do you not like Pirates of the Caribbean?
I mean, I never really got into them as a kid. Like, I've seen the first one,
that's the Black Pearl.
the fourth one.
On Stranger Tide, you skipped the
You
second.
No,
skipped
I've seen them all. I haven't seen the second and third one all the way through. But like, I saw the fourth one for my birthday, so I went to theaters.
One's the worst.
I know, I regretted it instantly.
And it's also the most expensive movie ever made.
I'm so sad that that's like a fact.
It's all right. But back to the review. So this is the last Pirates of the Caribbean movie that is advertised.
There's a spider right above your head.
I
I'm
see
sorry.
it. I see it.
I'm sorry to
Oh,
stop
God.
you guys right in the middle of this.
It's
But
What is happening?
it scared me, and I needed to let you know.
Spider-Man. All right, got it. Continue,
That was
Levi.
last week.
Okay, continue.
It's all right. But
Thank you, Brendan, for saving my
so
life.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tale. It is the last Pirates of the Caribbean of the series, and it stars Johnny Depp back as Captain Jack Sparrow. Javier Bardem is the villain as Captain Salazar, and then Jeffrey Rush is back as Barbossa. But it's the last one, and what it is Will Turner's son, Henry Turner. He wants to free his son. Not his son. He wants to free his father, Will, from the Dutchman, from being cursed from the Dutchman. But the only way he's able to do that is if he breaks the Trident of Poseidon. He has to get the Trident of Poseidon and destroy it in order for all curses on the seven seas to be lifted. So he seeks out to stop. So he's both of you.
I honestly thought that sounded pretty cool.
But so what Henry does is he seeks out Captain Jack Sparrow for his help because he knows like his dad, Will Turner, and his mother, Elizabeth Swann, they've been with Captain Jack for like 3 movies. They've been together and they've fought together. So he seeks Captain Jack Sparrow for his help. And so he finds Captain Jack Sparrow, and he ends up his love interest meeting Karina Smith, who everybody like she's being accused of being a witch, and she escapes and whatnot. And it's just high seas adventure from there. What happens with the villain, Captain Salazar, is that he has a curse put upon him that it's called the Devil's Triangle, is where he was trapped, him and his crew. And Jack Sparrow in the movie, like, he gives up his compass, and it lifts the curse of them being in the Devil's Triangle, and so they're finally free and able to he's able to seek his revenge against Jack Sparrow. And so Jack Sparrow's trying to help Henry Turner while he's also got Captain Salazar on his tail. And then Barbossa, he's entangled with all this because he has Blackbeard's sword and ship, the Queen Anne's Revenge, from the last movie on Stranger Tides. But Blackbeard's sword stops working, its magic, because of them wanting to lift the curse upon it, and he has to prevent them from doing that. Like, he doesn't want the curse lifted upon the sword and Blackbeard's ship and whatnot. So he seeks out to find Captain Jack Sparrow to prevent him from getting the Trident of Poseidon while catching up with Captain Salazar. And it's an adventure. It's a high seas adventure. Yes, it's a lot. I know.
I was gonna say I don't mean to bash this movie because obviously you really liked it.
It's fine.
The plot sounds really convoluted.
It's a lot, but it's all right because Barbossa and Jack end up teaming together and whatnot. It's a lot.
So
Just
it's
like
just
old
like the
times.
last movie.
Yeah, yep. So, but I loved it. My brothers and I loved it. The ending was beautiful. That's all me and my brothers were able to say was how great the ending was. Like the last 10 minutes of the movie was great. How they finished it all out and whatnot. So if you like all the other Pirates of the Caribbean and even the fourth one, like me, yes, I know. So, I know. Then go see it. You'll like it. It's
Go
good.
see it. It's already gone.
It comes out it comes out on DVD and Blu-ray, 4K Blu-ray this Tuesday. So yeah, go buy it, go watch it. It's available on digital download right now. Digitally download it and watch it.
If you don't want to buy it, just come to our apartment and Levi will have it all the time. So on 4K probably.
Do a 5-movie marathon one day.
No.
You're never gonna marathon with that.
Oh no, I do. Me and my brothers do it every single summer. We do it, but yeah,
That's cool.
So
I
yeah.
like Pirates of the Caribbean. I used to be real into Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
You can ask my mom.
You say used to. Why is that?
I mean, it's not that I don't like them anymore. I still like the movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I'm not as into them as I used to be.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean
I'm into more stuff now.
more Marvel and.
Yeah.
I will
Superhero
say
stuff.
this about the movie. If I'm going to be biased set aside, the movie, it has a rocky start. It does.
Alright.
It starts out kind of rocky, kind of rough. However, as the movie goes on, it gets better and better. It does. It starts out rocky and but as it goes on, the movie gets better and better. So yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Don't believe when they advertise Will Turner in the movie because he only has 2 scenes in the whole movie. The very beginning and the very end.
He's not even a Mahershala Ali. He's in there for less than that.
I forgot he was advertising in the trailer.
Yeah, Orlando Bloom's back as Will Turner.
Yeah,
and they only advertise them for
There was one
yeah.
half-second shot of him in the trailer.
Yeah.
That's why.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
He's only in 2 scenes, the very beginning and the very end. Because it's his son, Henry Turner.
Oh, okay.
Focus on.
Well, that's good. That's a good thing, I guess. The fact that they don't focus on him, but they give the spotlight more to his son.
Mm-hmm. So it's still
Jack
Turner.
Sparrow.
Yeah,
So
it's
still like
Turner.
it's still a Turner story, but it's
Right.
not. It's his son now.
Mm-hmm. And they even acknowledge because it's still tied with on Stranger Tides and whatnot. 'Cause we didn't see Will or Elizabeth in on Stranger Tides, and then we come to Dead Men Tell No Tale, and they still they mention it on Stranger Tides and how Barbossa still has the sword and the Queen Anne's Revenge and how they still have the black pearl in the bottle from the end of On Stranger Tides. How Jack still has that, and then they also talk about how Jack did know Elizabeth and Will, and that he's shocked that this is their son and whatnot. So yeah, it's good. It's a good adventure. It's good Pirates of the Caribbean movie. It's probably my second or third favorite one now.
Ooh,
after
what's your
seeing
first?
It. Oh, Dead Man's Chest.
Hey, let's go. I like that one too.
Yeah.
Just thinking the fact that how old is he in this movie? Like his son.
Oh, his son. He's like.
He looks like 25.
Yeah, he's like in his young, early 20s, like 23, 22.
That means a big gap of time happened between 3 and 5.
Here's the thing. it's been 10 years since At World's End. At World's End came out May 2007. This one came out May 2017. 10
So
years.
is there like an actual 10-year gap in the movie too, or no?
Yeah, because
That's
his
awesome.
son can only because Will Turner can only touch land every 10 years because he's bound to the Dutchman.
Oh,
And so the post-credit scene at the end of At World's End is when his son is like 10 years old, and he
Yeah.
comes back and visits. So 10 years later from that post-credit scene,
There was a
That's
post-credit scene. for
Yeah,
that
there was.
one?
yes, and
I've
all
never
the Pirates.
known
Of the,
this.
You've
Out
never
of
seen
all
it?
these years. I've never seen.
Did you know there's a post-credit scene at the end of each Pirates of the Caribbean?
No.
Yeah.
Why?
I've never
You
known
did
this.
not know there's a post-credit at the end of every single Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
I've never known this.
Brendan.
Wow.
Yeah, it's at the end of At World's End. It shows it's Elizabeth and this little boy, and it says in the caption 10 years later. And then there's the flash of green, and Will Turner's on the Dutchman, and he's coming back on land after 10 years, and it's his son. It's Will and Elizabeth's son.
I've never known this.
What I was gonna say, like that's actually like good on Disney's part. That's like some good attention to detail to pay attention to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give it that, like that's something to really like nice to pay attention to.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So, I
So
guess
I
I'll get it.
Normally I would ask you like cinematography and acting, but I'm just saying it's another Pirates of the Caribbean film. It's strictly entertainment.
Yeah,
pretty
we know.
much.
Oh, yeah.
We know what to
Yeah.
expect from Pirates of the
So-
Caribbean now.
But yeah, ratings.
So, yeah, the ending was just, it was so beautiful. It was a great finale to a series that me and my brothers loved so much growing up as kids. So, my rating for Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales, I give a 7.3. I give it a 7.3.
So, as I was writing the script, I looked up. I was like, okay, let's see. Let me try it to tell it correctly. I still don't. I looked it up, and it said something about Pirates of the Caribbean 6.
Oh, yeah. Ignore
They
that.
said it wasn't green lit yet.
Yeah, I know.
But
Jerry Bruckheimer's contract with Disney's ended. This was the last movie that Jerry Bruckheimer produced with Disney because he went back to Paramount. That's why Top Gun 2 was happening. Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Good to know.
That makes sense.
They
They'll just get another guy to produce it.
It's not Pirates of the Caribbean with that Jerry Bruckheimer.
They're gonna do it.
He's done all 5. It's not.
They're gonna do it. They've made money. They have to milk this movie now.
They also advertised this movie as the final one.
They're gonna do it.
They're gonna do it, Levi. It said on here. Even I was reading an article before, like your thing. It said Jerry Bruckheimer said it's not green lit yet, but it said it might be happening.
So if that's the case, that means they might be Disney might be making another contract for him if that's the case.
We'll see. Because right now, this is the final one.
As of right now,
I will
never
tell
know what
you,
happens.
there can be a 6th one based off the post-credit scene for Dead
There you
Men
go.
Tell No Tale. Based off the post-credit
Yeah.
scene, there definitely can be a 6th one, but I don't know. We'll see.
Sweet. So
It's
that's.
not like Transformers when they false advertised.
So we're gonna move on from Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales to Baywatch. It actually did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a movie that the three of us watched. Steven, you've not seen it yet, have you?
I was not there.
Okay, that's fine. No, I just want to make sure you haven't watched it like other times. Yes. So Baywatch.
To be honest, we just popped it in.
I
We
wanted
didn't
to
plan on
watch
watching
it. Yes,
Keep
I
in
wanted
mind,
to watch
We
it.
didn't plan on watching it because you were the only one that wanted to watch it until I said,
Let's watch
put
it.
it.
just put it in.
You
Keep
just
in
gave
mind-
you just gave in to Levi.
Yeah.
It was funny. It is.
Keep in mind,
funny.
he almost bought this movie on 4K.
No, I
Yes,
was
you did.
not gonna buy.
Yes,
it
you
on
were.
4K.
He was not.
I was.
He
not.
wasn't.
Are you
Not
sure?
this movie. Not Baywatch.
I don't know, Levi. You.
Why would you waste 4K on Baywatch?
I'm not.
Okay, Levi, do you want to give the synopsis of it?
Sure. So it's a movie remake of the TV series Baywatch, which, fun fact, is the longest running TV series ever without an Emmy nomination.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
11
say.
years of Baywatch and not a single Emmy nomination.
I was gonna say Doctor Who's longest, and then it was like, oh, Emmy. Like, okay.
Yeah.
So.
But so it's just a remake off the TV show where it's attractive lifeguards who are saving the day one step at a time,
Running in slow
and
motion.
there's
In slow motion.
In slow motion, I might add.
always slow motion. Baywatch, and then there's the villain Victoria Leeds who is trying to like take over the bay and has like drugs that that she's trying to drug everybody with and get like overload the
Sounds like it's that plot sounds kind of familiar.
it is.
21
It's very
Jump
cliche.
Street on the beach.
It's very cliche.
I was
yeah.
making a joke about the marquee.
Yeah.
That's true. You're very right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then of course it's up to the lifeguards, it's up to the Bay to save the day.
Dwayne Johnson, Zac Efron,
Yeah.
Alexandra Daddario, and
Kelly Rohrbach, and
Rohrbach.
villains played by Priyanka Chopra, and who else was in it? Oh, David Hasselhoff and Pamela Anderson.
You gotta have David Hasselhoff. and Pamela
Yeah, had
Anderson.
their little cameos.
You gotta have
their
them in
little
there.
moments.
Just like how Johnny Depp cameoed in the first one, Jump Street.
He did.
Because he was in the show.
Yeah.
And like
So-
Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah, the original Starsky and Hutch.
It's very cliche. It's a typical, like, it's just a high five to the summer. That's basically what it is.
Like what you said, it's a high five to
It
the
is.
summer.
It is a high five to the summer. It's comedy. They put action in it, and it takes place on the beach.
Yeah, it's just 21 Jump Street on the beach.
Yep. I will say, do we want to go down the line now, or do we want to like? How do we
I
want
don't
to do
care.
this?
I'm personally okay with it.
Okay.
Do you want to go first?
Sure. I'll just
Okay.
we can just go clockwise. So my review of Baywatch, I think it's fun. It's the director of Horrible Bosses, Seth Gordon.
Yeah.
And I thought it was funny. I liked it. It's, again, pure entertainment. It's not any of the other standout comedy movies. It's not smart comedy. Like The Hangover, The Nice Guys, that's smart comedy. It's dumb comedy, but it's entertaining. And it's still funny, even at dumb comedy. Of course, like everybody in the movie, they gotta run in slow mo. They gotta be attractive looking because it's Baywatch. I myself, I didn't care too much for the chemistry between Zac Efron and Dwayne Johnson. I like the chemistry between Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart a lot more with Central Intelligence and now Jumanji coming up. And then with Zac Efron, I like the chemistry between him and Seth Rogen in the Neighbors movies. I think
I love that.
Yeah.
Works so well.
The chemistry between those two
What's
is
up with
fun.
that face, Brendan?
Brendan doesn't like Seth Rogen. He doesn't. It's fine. But so I like the chemistry between like Zac Efron and Seth Rogen with Neighbors, and then Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart. But like between Dwayne Johnson and Zac Efron, I didn't care too much for the chemistry. It was still funny, but the chemistry it doesn't click as well as what Efron and Rogen and Johnson and Hart do. So,
That sounds like a baking soda brand. Johnson and Hart.
Johnson and Hart,
Efron and
Efron and Rogen,
that's like a
No, it's gotta be Rogan and Efron.
Rogen and Efron.
it's a shaving
Johnson
company. It's like
Rogan and Efron is a shaving company, and then Johnson and Hart is a baking soda.
You
company.
don't chew with your razor?
God.
I forgot what it was.
It's funny though. The CGI is CGI
It's
is not
hilarious.
CGA?
Bad.
CGI is not good. It
Wait,
is
what part was
hilarious.
CGI in Baywatch?
Like when the boat's on
Fire
fire.
the water.
Yeah, when the boat's on
Oh,
fire. And
really?
then at the very end.
You didn't think that was right? Wait, what?
It looked pretty real to me. It's
It's-
fire on the water. I don't know what else.
I don't know
It
what
was-
fire you've been seeing.
How
Irvin.
real do you want it to look?
It
Fire
was.
doesn't look like
Irvin, this fire is not like shooting at me, and it's also like just this small little patch. No, I need it to be bigger than everything on the screen.
I will say
No.
this: like this movie looks pretty good on a 4K television.
Oh my God.
It did.
Anything in front
Because-
of you
because
looks
there
There
better.
were some pretty good shots.
It was. This looked really good.
The opening
on a
shot
4K
was really
television.
good.
Yeah.
I like the opening shot.
And then when they were on the speedboat to go to the boat that was on fire,
Yeah.
that looked really
That
good.
looked
When it was
really
in
good.
slow mode, it was really good. But I thought, what's the one guy's name in the movie? The other guy. It was,
The funny guy.
like the chubby kid.
yeah.
I don't know what his name was
Oh,
either.
Oh, I
his
can't
name?
remember his name.
Robbie or something?
I think it was
Robbie.
Robbie.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
Robbie.
it was Robbie. Robbie was
We
the
know our
funniest
knowledge,
character.
people. All right, we're good.
Robbie was the funniest character
He
in the
was.
whole movie. He really
was.
like everything that just happened with him. And I like the chemistry between him and Kelly Rohrbach, like who played CJ in the movie.
Mhm.
Like that was a good chemistry between the two of them. And yeah, I thought it was funny overall. Some of the like again, it's dumb comedy, but it's still funny and it's just entertaining. It's just a high five to the summer. It's a good summer movie. So yeah, Irvin.
Well, I mean, I don't have much to say about it. I came into the movie thinking, oh, it's gonna be so dumb. It's gonna be stupid. I was like, I don't want to watch this movie. And then I watched it. I'm just like, all right, hey, it's got a good little storyline to it. Then I was like, hey, it's got some funny scenes in it. And then by the end of the movie, I was like, you know what? I don't love it, but I think it's pretty good.
It's decent.
It's pretty good. I mean, for what they did, like, you think with a like all-star cast, it's like, oh, they're gonna like do too many jokes. It's not gonna be funny. They're gonna advertise too much. No, it blended out. Actually, like, it was perfect. And I was just like, all right, like, good chemistry going between the characters. Good like mixture between like, funny stuff and like serious stuff. But yeah, overall, I thought it was an okay movie. And would I watch it again? I guess. I mean, it wouldn't be my first choice to watch again, but if you were like, I'd be like, all right, I'll watch it.
It's not gonna hurt you.
Like you said, it's just pure entertainment. It's just good fun, and a high five to the summer. I love that. I'm gonna start saying that.
High five
to the summer.
Transformers is.
Dang,
That's
the
like
whole mood
that's
just
a low-
shifted from this.
That's a low five to the.
Everyone
It
goes.
makes bank, though.
It's a high five to the box office. That's what it is.
There we go. That makes
It's a high
Oh,
five.
I
to
thought
the
you were
box
gonna push the
office.
camera so that I'm out of the shot. I was about to
Get
say,
out of there, Brendan.
oh.
All right, Brendan, it's your turn.
He doesn't like Transformers.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I made fun of Levi for wanting to see this movie.
Hey,
I
me
did.
too.
I
Yeah.
really did. Because I thought it looked stupid, and I
Yeah.
thought it was getting bad. Whenever we came here, he was like, guys, Baywatch comes out on Blu-ray, and I'm gonna go get it. And I was like, don't do it.
We were both like, please don't buy
Don't
that
do
movie.
it. And he was like, too late, already did. And I was
I don't sound like that.
and I was like, I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it. And then he just kept wanting to watch. He was like, guys,
It's
please
funny.
watch it. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny. And I was like,
Me and
Fine.
my brothers enjoy it.
I
Like,
said,
you-
fine,
yeah.
I'll watch it. You know what? I'm kind of glad.
Yeah.
That
See?
I watched it because it was pretty hilarious.
See? It was funny.
Whenever it first started, I was like, oh.
Well, yeah, 'cause it's slow motion.
I was like, oh
Yeah.
god, here we go. But then, like, it really started, and I agree with you. Robbie was the funniest character.
Yeah.
Not a single scene that he was in
Was bad. Yeah.
wasn't funny.
Yeah.
I
It was
did not,
yeah.
like, just not laugh.
Yeah.
I didn't see Robbie and go, get off the screen. I actually laughed at every single scene he had. I really liked Dwayne Johnson. I don't know, there was something about Zac Efron in this movie that I didn't like.
Yeah.
I think it was just that he was basically like a punching bag. They were just ripping jokes off of him.
I mean, his character
High
in
School
this,
Musical.
his character, yeah, like Justin Bieber, One Direction.
That was the biggest.
High
High School Musical was the biggest one. I'm just like, oh,
Well,
yeah.
yeah. But his character in this, it almost was almost like his role in Neighbors, where because he's an Olympic medalist, Matt Brody, and he's like on parole, so he has to, as part of his parole, he has to work the bay, and like in Neighbors, like he's a college student, frat boy, who's at frat house, and like he's not smart either. Like he is in Baywatch, he's not smart at all, but he just wants to party.
Well, not just that. He felt more like a primary character in Neighbors than he hit. Because this one, it was all about Dwayne Johnson most of the time. He was just, like you said, he was a punch man. He was more secondary to everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that I didn't like Baywatch because of him, but I feel like they ripped too many jokes off of him.
Same, I agree
You know,
with that.
Because he's the
like,
young kid. and
because
he's Olympic
It's like,
medalist.
all right, High School Musical. It's like, and then they like kind of kept making that joke, and I'm like,
Calling different names.
I'm like,
yeah.
okay, if can we
Insane
rip
and
off some
whatnot.
other people now? Like, can we rip off of Dwayne Johnson? And it's like, nah, you can't rip off of Dwayne Johnson. He's the main character.
They ripped off him one. They called him Equalizer.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. That's all they did. Like, I don't know. I feel like if they would have made fun of more of the other characters, like if they would have ripped off of Robbie more or ripped off of like CJ, because she was kind of like the ditzy blonde.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. It got really old really quick with them just constantly making fun
Calling
of Zac
names.
Efron.
Yeah.
However, that didn't mean it wasn't funny.
Yeah.
It got a little old with Zac Efron, but all the other jokes I thought were pretty funny. Now, like Irvin, would I watch it again? Yeah. If I was bored.
Yeah, if I was
and
bored.
I was like,
Yeah, now you
I just want to watch a movie. I'll watch Baywatch. Why not? I haven't seen it in a while.
Well, so I'm glad you and I both said this because you and I are in the same boat for this now because it was a movie.
Same boat.
I'm getting there with these puns.
We need to get like a pun counter in
That's
here.
okay. I'll get you one, but no, because we're in the same, literally, we're the same boat because it was a movie that we didn't want to watch. We thought it was really dumb and really stupid. Then we watched it and we loved it.
That
So
shows that
you
we
both
can't-
the same exact
So
way.
Levi.
That shows we can't judge movies.
So exactly, and also Levi,
Oh,
you're going to watch Dumb and Dumber.
no, I'm
Yes,
not.
you will.
No,
It's a funny
I'm
movie.
I'm not watching it.
It's not. It looks.
No.
Irvin, I'm agreeing with Levi on this
It
one.
looks completely stupid.
I was gonna say,
It
how am I
looks
gonna have
alright.
to hold
Fine, you both are watching it then.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
You'll see here first, folks. We're gonna
Oh,
watch
like
it.
Jim Carrey.
Here's like you both are just like my parents. Because me and my brothers went and saw it in the theater and thought it was funny, and we told our parents like you have to go see it because it's funny. But they waited till it came out on Blu-ray. So we watched it at the apartment, but then I went home Labor Day weekend and we watched it again. And my parents watched it with us, and they thought it was funny after they thought it looked stupid too. So, see, like, if you think Baywatch looks stupid, just go watch it. I mean, the premise you know from the TV show is stupid. It's attractive lifeguards just running around saving the day in slow motion, but it's more than that. There's action in it. There's comedy.
Yeah, it's actually pretty funny.
It is
I would
funny.
recommend it.
They're gonna watch Dumb and Dumber eventually.
No, I'm not. I don't like Jim Carrey.
It's okay. Just
Rating.
Who are we starting with?
I can go. We can just go clockwise, like we did. Baywatch. I would give Baywatch probably like either a 6.0 or like 6.2, 6.3. Yeah, that's
Irvin?
what I would give it.
I'm leaning towards a bit of a 7.7 or 7.6.
Whoa!
I can't say anything on this show. You see how they treat me?
That's
High rating.
way too high.
Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
That's like way.
Well, the reason why I said it was
way
because
too
for me,
high.
my average, like that's where I put like my average films always go. Like if like I like them, they're okay. I always put like a 7 or
Almost
something.
an 8.
Yeah.
Well, it's also like a 7.6, 7.7, like within that kind of range. Nothing. I don't want to go anywhere higher than that.
All right.
Sure,
Brendan?
let's go.
I give Baywatch a 6.3.
All right. Yeah. You both think.
Fairly average.
I was gonna say you should.
You and I are both.
See.
Yeah. You and I are both on the
6.3.
same page.
I think we eventually got to work on like a rating so we can all just like take a look and like, all right, yeah, it makes sense. Instead of having our own personal ones in our brain. So anyway, that was Baywatch. And up next, we have a story. Steven, you've been looking forward to read this one for a
It's
long
Steven's
time.
turn.
Yeah.
It's me time.
It is
for
you,
once.
Todd. You
All right,
got
tell you what,
plenty
see you
of
later.
time.
All right, see you guys.
Well, you're right. I've actually had more time to talk in this
Yeah.
show than
Yeah, I've
compared
taken
to
your
last
spot.
year.
I've taken your spot.
You're
We've
gonna have
switched things up,
plenty of
gentlemen.
me time.
We've
You're gonna have
switched
plenty
things
of me
up.
time next week on our show. You have like
Oh,
two
yeah,
movies
yeah,
that's
like
just
three
you.
movies.
Like Dark Tower and King Arthur. Like it's all you.
Yep, you gotta review
You're
them.
the only one who went and saw both of them.
The times are changing, gentlemen. The times are
Yeah.
changing indeed.
Okay.
All right. All right, Steven.
All right.
A ghost story.
So,
Take it away.
It's a ghost story.
we're
Actually,
done.
well, quite literally and kind of quite metaphorically. So I'll go. The plot is basically like this husband and wife. The husband is a music producer, and it's his wife. They're living in a house that seems to be haunted, and they. Like, the movie opens up with them laying in bed, and they hear, like, their piano going, like, playing.
Mm-hmm.
They go check it out, and they're like, there's nothing in here. And then they go back to sleep and just talk for a little bit. Because when the movie starts, there's a conversation between both of them. And it's just, the wife's just like, whenever I move out from, they're like talking about, like, stuff to do before they move out. They plan on moving out pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing she mentions, like, every time I move out of a house that I know that I leave, I'll leave a note because I never know if I ever come back. I want to know whatever I left behind here. So fast forward, it's like a day that the husband's off to work, and you just you hear like a loud noise outside. You pan out. got into a car crash. He died on his way coming back. He was right in front of his house.
Oh.
So he died.
I can imagine.
That's-
Like,
And
you're
that's
almost
where the
home.
movie starts.
That's
Because
And
it's
he's the ghost.
actually he is.
I know.
Yeah, it's like he's the
He's like,
ghost.
yeah, he
It's-
is.
Like it's the movie is quite literally like it's a person under a sheet with like it's the classic ghost costume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like ghost like under the sheet, two black eye holes.
Yeah.
But it's really compelling because he goes back, but of course he's a ghost. He can't do much except watch. So he watches his wife just deal with everything that happens after he dies.
Can she see him?
Yeah.
No, she can't.
No.
He has to watch it.
That's impressive.
He watches it all, but it's also like why do I forget the main stars of this movie?
Casey Affleck.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
only in there for like the first 5 minutes because once he dies, he's just he's under the sheet.
Mahershala Ali.
And
He's
then,
under the sheet for the whole time.
What about Rooney Mara? Was she
So
in
the
it?
wife, that's the wife.
That's the wife of Rooney Mara.
Yeah, the Rooney Mara is the wife, and she's also not in it very long because it's not about her.
Oh.
It's not. It's about him.
But we don't
As a
see
ghost.
it. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna get more
Does he
into
at
that.
least
Yeah.
narrate? Like, do you hear his
He doesn't talk the entire movie. He talks via flashback. They have flashbacks to when they were before he dies. There are flashbacks, but before you sound disinterested. But
I'm not just.
I'm
I'm depressed.
I'm gonna sell it
Yeah.
back to you.
I'm completely depressed.
I'm gonna sell it back to you.
We're doing great
You
here,
see-
ladies and gentlemen. We're
so
perfectly
So
happy.
basically, it's no surprise she goes through with moving out like she's supposed to. But since he's a ghost, he's bound to that house. He can't leave.
Wow.
So you see his life as other people move in, and you just see how you see their lives and how he just like goes about it. It gets really it's depressing from the start. It just gets more and more depressing like further on. But I think probably one of my best the best moment from the movie is because Kesha's in the movie as well, very briefly. Like Kesha the singer.
Oh.
She's like in the movie for like 2 seconds and that's it.
Oh.
You know, I think she's like third build in the cast. The cast is kind of small, which
I was
is
gonna say it's
the
probably
cast is small,
Yeah.
but
Small project.
this is like the second set of people who are in the house after like his wife leaves out. It's basically like they're having a party, and this one guy just talking about like, yeah, from the beginning of time we have a song. There's like, well, for example, we'll have like a song that we know, and it gets passed down generation to generation. But as time moves on, the people that made that song will die, and eventually will forget that song until someone someday out of a random time will be like, "Hey, you remember this song from so and so?" And that song will be brought back into society once more, and it's a cycle of it dying off and it coming back to life, and dying off coming back to life. That like whole monologue that he has is just very depressing. It's like because it's like so much more into it. That's like the main gist of like things are just gonna die and repeat and die. God,
I'm actually kind of excited to see this one.
it's,
'Cause I
it's
did
very
wanna,
good.
I did want to see it, but I didn't see it in the theaters. And I figured like I didn't just wait for it to come out.
don't
'Cause
even-
there was like other movies over the summer that were bigger. That
I've
I
never seen
wanted to go
anything
see.
about it.
You never
Me
seen
neither.
it advertised?
The only thing I mentioned is when you told
I've seen
me
the
about
cover
it.
of it. I've
Yeah,
seen the
that's
cover
it.
of it.
I've seen a lot of trailers for it, and me and my friend like Andrew Pedro and like all of us, we wanted to see it, and I was the only one who had a chance to see it in the summer.
Good for you.
Because I wanted to see it, because I wanted to talk, because they're all like,
I know
you should
it's-
go see it.
I know it's an indie film. Do you have to go to like an indie theater, or was it like an?
I went to an AMC
Oh,
theater
so they did
downtown.
play it.
Yeah, some of them. There's select
It was
AMC
only-
theaters. Yeah.
Only in one AMC theater,
Yeah, there you go.
and it was like a 4:00 showing that I had to go to, because if I didn't go to it, it was the last show of the day.
It was the only showing.
It was like one of two.
Oh, one of two. Gotcha.
So like the last one.
Yeah.
So I had to go to that because I want to go to the movies next night. So I was gonna see either Spider-Man, like Planet of the Apes, or Ghost Story. But I said to myself, Ghost Story will not be around as long as Spider-Man or
Right.
Planet of the Apes.
Right.
So I saw that and I don't regret it because it's very good because it's like I said, you just see him interact, like just viewing and interacting everything else around him.
Yeah.
The people that move in and what happens once no one else comes back into the house, like it's just him just there. It's so sad.
Casey Affleck's been doing a lot of depressive movies.
It's just him. It's just him there, and like it's literally it's quiet. There's only dialogue is like whenever there's someone in the house, but where there's no dialogue, the soundtrack comes in. The soundtrack was made by Daniel Hart, and it's phenomenal. I love it a lot.
I'm looking forward to seeing this one.
Like the main
Really
the main theme of the sound of like the movie is just like it's just strings and like just strings and that's it. And it's just really moving.
It's
Especially
almost
when you watch it.
It's almost like There Will Be Blood.
Yeah, like,
How their soundtrack is.
it's really moving. Like there's like one song that's like kind of like an EDM song, but that's the song that in a flashback he makes for his wife because they were on the rocks of a divorce. They were in a really rocky relationship, but he made that song to like he was making that song to like give to like his producers, but he played it for her first, and that's also a very good song. And that's a very good song that's in there, and it's really dark. But as time goes on, and time goes on, like it goes on to like very futuristic, like Blade Runner future. It goes very futuristic because eventually his house is no longer his house. It gets turned into like something different, but he's still bound there. He can't leave. But also, because there's another ghost next door that they talk but through silence. There's like the captions that show that they're talking between each other. So eventually, it's just like they're talking. And you find out that the ghost next door just waiting for the people in the house to come home. Of course, they never come back. And when that happens, the ghost next door is just like, I don't think they're ever gonna come home. And the sheet just poofs and just like falls down. The person under disappears. It's basically how ghosts are in this world of like they leave once their purpose is fulfilled.
Yeah, once they find peace.
And he found peace and realizing that the people that he's going to be with never came back home. This is the other ghost, not Casey Affleck. Casey Affleck's ghost focuses more on like what his wife told him in the beginning of the note.
Yeah.
And and whenever he's free, whenever he's by himself when there's someone in the house, because he sees since she put it in there before she moved out, as a ghost he sees it, so he spends his whole lifetime trying to get to it, and whenever he's close, something else happens that just pushes him back farther away from it, and eventually
no, go ahead. I'm sorry, I will laugh at you.
And eventually the big thing is he kind of just goes. He lives history.
Yeah.
Of his home, and that is the very dark part. Like it's just seeing what the people before, and when the house was first made, what they went through, and just him just seeing what everyone else went up to where he sees himself again before he died when they first moved in. And it's just it's very good, and it's just when I went, I thought I was gonna be the only one in there because when I first got there, it was just me in the theater.
Yeah.
But when more people came in, it was just a bunch of old people. So I was the only young person in the audience that was in there.
Hey, that's me with some movies I go to see.
So I just sat in the front, because they all sat in the back. So I'm like, I can sit up front and just think about everything to myself without having to talk to anybody. So I got a chance to think about a lot of stuff in this movie, including afterwards. Just after seeing the movie, I just thought about what happened, how it all went down, and everything. And it's a movie that will give you a lot to think about. At some points, it might get a little bit confusing, since at some points there's just no dialogue. So you're kind of just what's happening at some points of the story. But that's the only gripe that I had. Sometimes I got a little bit confused because I didn't know what was happening. But it's just really compelling, and a good movie to just think on. And that's probably like this movie is like one of the favorite ones I saw in the summer compared to like all like the big action movies that we've been reviewing for like the past few weeks.
Like typical summer.
This one, like this summer movie, was like one that actually like caught like they like. I wasn't surprised I was gonna like this movie, but I was surprised that I liked it as much as I did. Like, it's just like it's A24. They do fantastic movies.
A24, yeah, they do.
They did Moonlight, which won
Yeah.
an Oscar. They've done so many. They've done like American Honey, Moonlight. It Comes at Night.
They're great independent.
They've done so many films, and it's fantastic to just see like a movie done by them. They also did The Witch, which is like one of like.
Did you see The Witch?
I didn't. That's the movie that put them on the map.
I like
Really?
The Witch. Because it was a horror movie, so of course everyone's go see it, and people loved it. And it's like, and it's the movie that put them on the map. So they were like, okay, we got the world's attention by making a horror movie. Let's do all this other stuff now to just keep them at hold, and they do a damn good job at it.
See, the way you are with A24, like anytime A24 puts a movie out there, like how you get excited with it.
Yeah.
That's how I get with movies that anything Plan B does. Plan B like puts out really, really good movies.
Yeah, so it's like A24 puts out like they put movies out like a lot. Like they have like a few coming out, like a few more coming out this year. Like they have one called I think Good Time with Robert Pattinson, and like a pretty good
I think
cast.
I've heard of it.
It's like he's trying to get his brother. His brother ends up in like Rikers, but he's trying to like get his.
I think I know.
He's saying like the whole day trying to get his brother out of jail.
Yeah.
So because because they're like if he stays in there all day he will be murdered.
Yeah.
So he's like spending like the whole day to get his brother out of jail. They have another one coming out called Woodstock or something like Woodstock or something of those sorts.
Woodstock.
It's kind of like a surreal like horror movie kind of. And their third movie that's coming out, I think like that's getting like the biggest reception, The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
I've heard of that.
That was like I think the one that getting like the most traction right now because like I think it's the last one that's gonna come out like before the year ends.
Yeah.
So it's their biggest movie that's like getting like some traction with a lot of advertising that I've been seeing around. I haven't seen much about it, so I'm gonna like eventually I'm gonna look it up so I can see what it's about. But yeah, A24 they do very thought-provoking movies like that just like will entertain you but also just make you think about stuff afterwards. Like you think about life after that. Like I thought of like after this movie, I just like had to think about my life. Just like
That's fair.
how will I end up when I'm a ghost? Will I be like that? Will I just be bound to where I live?
I was gonna say, like, we don't have that many like serious movies when we talk about CineManiacs. We do have like really compelling like narrative ones, like Jackie, for example. That movie was really, really serious. And
You
I
haven't
think,
had a depressing movie like
well,
this.
it's not. I mean, yeah, it's depressing, but it's more. It's the one that like Steven said, it makes you think about life, and it's one of those movies that's not so like typical, like you said, typical some blockbuster action.
I think the last depressing movie we did, I think it was like when I reviewed Manchester by the Sea.
Yeah.
That was it. That was Casey Affleck too.
That was
Yeah.
Dang it, Casey.
Casey doing a lot of depressing movies.
Those are the only two depressing movies we probably reviewed on the show.
Manchester
think
by the Sea
sometimes-
and a Ghost Story.
I think sometimes, like the filmmaker, like of course they're trying to like get you like to be sad and depressed, but more importantly, it's with a lesson in mind too. Like, yeah, there's people with this guy who can't do anything; he's a ghost now. But also, it's more like
when we go ahead.
I would say it's more like don't like value your life, the one that you have, because you don't want to spend from the sidelines looking into it. Basically, he's looking into his life.
I was gonna say like when we reviewed Arrival's like it's like happy depressing.
Yeah.
Like it's sad,
Right.
but it's also happy. It's like tears of joy. Like it's
I used that same term this morning, like
Happy depressing.
happy depressing.
because I was describing to my friend BoJack Horseman, which is a happy depressing show because it's so dark but it's so good.
Not only that, like you said in Arrival, it's semi-depressing to happen because
Yeah,
in the very beginning of the movie,
it's depressing.
in the very beginning of the movie,
It's
her daughter
sad. Yeah,
dies.
I haven't seen it.
it hasn't been. out
Well,
for
that's
a
not. I
year.
mean, it's a
It's been a year already.
It came out in November 2016. Hasn't been
It's
a
almost
year
a
yet.
year. It's almost a year.
Well, let's get into the ending. So
You got 2 months. You had 2 months.
You had 2 months, then you can spoil stuff.
my apologies, people. But so that's all I'm gonna say. But like you say, yeah, it's semi-depressing, semi-happy, but in some way, it still has like that kind of negative, kind of
Yeah.
like, sad tone.
Like at the end, like you're sad but you're happy because like it's almost like it's tears of joy.
It's almost like a Christopher
It's a
Like the
beautiful.
Christopher
Arrival's
Nolan,
more
yeah.
beautiful than anything, really.
because like Christopher Nolan films, it involves time. A lot of this, like the language of what happens in that movie, but like the language of the aliens that they speak, but. It's about time because you're like, oh my god, that happened happened then. Like you don't realize that until
So I mean, like
the very
Arrival
end.
2 was like Denis Villeneuve when he did Prisoners in Sicaria. Like this is his like almost like outcast. Almost
Yeah,
like his oddball.
I agree with that.
Aside from like Blade Runner 2049, but
It's a great film though. Arrival is terrific. It's really one of those. Sorry, Brian. It's really one of those great films that
Yeah.
you should just watch once.
And also, like, the way you're talking about, like, how you leave, how you finish Arrival having, like, being the sad and also happy.
Yeah.
Ghost Story ends off that same way. Like,
oh my
you
God.
you end off with a warm feeling, but you're also just left with more questions at the end of it. Because
See-
you're just like, what happened? Like, you're just, like, questioning yourself in the end.
See, for me, like any movie that makes me leave being both happy and depressed, like Tears of Joy,
That's a good.
it's a
a good movie.
I consider it's a beautiful film.
this
Because the
was
way
a beautiful
the
movie.
way they do it, in order for you to feel that, be both happy and sad, it is a beautiful film if you are able to do that.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, like the movie could have been different because now I'm thinking about like what happens in it. Because when after he dies, his wife comes to see him in the morgue in the hospital. Like, because he's like,
But he doesn't see.
he's on the he's on the bed. It's before he becomes a ghost.
Oh, okay.
He's on the bed, like he's dead on the bed with like the sheet covering him, and like you just see
So the audience follows his wife
at that point.
Okay.
In this like one scene, you follow.
The
Well,
wife.
you're still following him,
Right.
but she's in the scene because it's like it pans from the nurse talking to her to the nurse being like, "Do you want to have some time to yourself?" And you just see Rooney Mara just sitting there, just like over the dead body, just like sitting there crying, and then she eventually leaves out, and then that's when you see the ghost sit up and leave out, because of course no one can see him. They just
Right.
he's still on that chair. He's still on that table, but you see him leave and walk around the hospital. And at one point when he walks out, there's just this scene that like really like just makes you like just puts you in awe because it's just a bright light. It's the light, and he looks into it, but he doesn't go into it. He just stares at it, and it closes out, and he closes on him.
This movie
And
is
he
gonna tear
leaves.
me apart. This is just like on
Like,
the
I haven't
on
even
the
watched it. It's
inside,
already
like,
tearing
he
me apart.
leaves the hospital and then goes back to his house, and then that's where everything goes down.
That's very.
I'm really looking forward to this movie.
It's such a good.
I
movie.
wanted to
It's
see
really
it.
good.
I wanted to see it over the summer, but I was like, I can wait. There's other movies like Spider-Man: Homecoming and other movies I needed to go
See, I
when
had
it came out.
I had that
was
same thought,
Yeah.
and I saw this movie instead of Spider-Man: Homecoming. Of course, I saw Spider-Man: Homecoming later when I went to the theaters and saw it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So amongst all your sad talk,
I'm gonna-
Steven,
Let's get to the
I
rating.
was
Yeah.
gonna say, what's your rating of this movie?
I'm actually gonna change the rating that I have written down. I had it at an 8, but I'm
Ooh.
gonna bump it up to like an 8.5.
All right, that's
Oh,
understandable
that's
to me.
good.
Because this movie just grabbed me
All right.
and just like got to me very well. Because I guess just like from some of the stuff that I just watched on like Netflix, such as BoJack Horseman, just the way of like how it just how BoJack is lighthearted, but at the same time it's just like has not dark undertones, it's overtones. Because it'll let you know when it's dark, but it's just very it'll make you think. Like the show makes you think about a lot of stuff.
That's
And-
what Ghost Story did.
And the Ghost Story just made me think about a lot of stuff when I was done. So I'm like, this was a great movie. I loved it so much. And like I made like a quick Facebook post after I saw it when I when I went to the theaters like over the summer. And and then that's just like I pretty much said some of the stuff I want to say in there, but being back on here gave me more time to talk about what I loved about this movie.
Exactly.
And just go into more like of the plot details.
All right.
So yeah, this movie's gonna tear you apart when you watch it.
I'm kind of glad.
Just letting you know.
I'm kind of glad we kind of ended with that because
forward to it.
if we started with that, I would have been like, all right, let's go to Pirates of the
If we
Caribbean.
started with that, then we just would like bumped it up, like kept going.
So,
But
all
yeah.
right, let's go to the Pirates.
It's a very fun summer blockbuster. Levi, go ahead.
Yeah, now we get to go to break, bring ourselves back together for both Kingsmen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so yeah, that is our first half. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales, Baywatch, and A Ghost Story. Definitely check those films out.
Woo!
They came out this past year. So there you go. So we're going to go ahead and take a little break, about 5 to 10 minutes to recompose ourselves, get ready for the second half. And when we come back, we'll be taking a look at Kingsman, The Secret Service, and Kingsman, The Golden Circle, which is our marquee of the night. So stick around, ladies and gentlemen. You listen to your station, your voice, the Galaxy Radio, the CineManiacs. We'll be right back.